Well, good afternoon and welcome to the Lanier Technical College Rick Perkins Award for Excellence in Technical Instruction. I'm your host, Lauren Talley, Vice President of Institutional Advancement. This year's celebration looks a little bit different than what we're used to. Again, I don't know what we're going to do when we actually have assigned seating and tables again, or trying to figure out which class we take from which area. So, again, we're very hopeful that in the next couple of months things will go back to kind of what we knew beforehand, but we are embracing what we've got before us. A big thank you to everybody who's watching virtually. Again, a big thing this year because of all of the changes due to COVID, as well as the fact that we were not able to be with the goal celebrations earlier last week. So we are super excited for Mitch and wish him good luck as he moves to the state competition. Again, I've been hearing super exciting things about him, so I can't wait to get to know him a little bit better myself. Though our gathering may be small in size, we are honored to be here to recognize our nominees and announce our winner. The Rick Perkins Award for Excellence in Technical Education is given each year to one outstanding instructor at the college. Eligible instructors must first be nominated by a colleague or a student based on their leadership and exceptional classroom instruction. Nominees are then interviewed by a panel of community leaders and a winner is selected. I had the honor of moderating the interviews last week, and again, it could be anybody in this group. I have commented, hopefully, to most of you how much I enjoy being a part of this because it's the one time that I get to see the emotion and the support that you all give to those students. And again, we haven't really got to see a lot of that this past year, so that was one thing. Unfortunately, there was a faux exposure to COVID on Thursday afternoon, so I thought I was going to miss it. But again, we made it, we're here, and we're excited. A big thank you to those who participated in the selection. I want to thank those community leaders that spent Friday interviewing and selecting this year's winners. Again, they're joining us virtually. First was Nikki Chandler, Vice President of Existing Industry at the Greater Hall Chamber of Commerce. Anna Claire Dover, Internal Communications Specialist at Northeast Georgia Health System, and Terry Spicer, Human Resources Operations Training Manager at Kings Hawaiian. Terry, we have to shorten your title. Thank you for your participation in selecting this year's winner. Before we recognize and honor our instructors competing for this year's award, we are delighted to have as our guest speaker last year's winner, Miss Annette Baker. Annette is the Program Director and Instructor for the Health Information Management Technology Program. On a personal note, Annette was one of the first friendly faces that I was able to encounter when I came to Lanier Tech almost 4 years ago, and I'm pretty sure she's been wearing that smile ever since that I've got here. We have had so much fun working with her this year, and we could not have asked for a better representation of Lanier Tech. So, in an effort not to be emotional, again, I love all y'all, but it's Annette. We will welcome to the stage Annette Baker.
Thank you, Lauren. Oh, so sweet. She is a woman of gifts, always. Thank you. Thank you so much, Lauren. Well, this past year, representing Lanier Technical College as your Instructor of the Year was like everything associated with COVID-19. It was unpredictable, challenging, and certainly reflective. And this forced time of reflection in my quarantine bubble only made me appreciate my job even more, working with such gracious and smart people and serving enthusiastic, engaged students. During the first week of our quarantine, I was touched by how many faculty members called just to check on me, and how our leadership team and staff from academic affairs jumped into immediate action to innovate and facilitate this brave new world of virtual interaction, and how student affairs responded to students' personal, family, and job needs just to make everything work. Some of the most poignant moments, though, came from my students, some of them working right on the front lines during the pandemic, exhausted, but resolved to get their degree, diploma, or certificate. All of you inspired me to be a better teacher, and something I didn't think possible, to love my job even more. I want to especially thank you for tirelessly sharing one of your greatest assets, your influence. Deep down inside, all of us seated here today know that serving and challenging others is what really draws us to education. And this past year afforded me many opportunities to see how vast your influence was. Ken Blanchard says that influence, not authority, makes you a great leader. And based on our past year, Lanier Technical College is blessed to have many caring leaders. Even though my tenure as representative of the college was not the predictable year, it was just as fulfilling. To the nominees today, I want to wish you the best of luck. If you were chosen, you are going to find out how awesome our family at Lanier Technical College is. Maya Angelou once said, "I've learned that people will forget what you have said, people will forget what you have done, but they will never forget how you make them feel." My dearest memory from my experience as Instructor of the Year will be how each staff member made me feel. Part of the team, part of your extended family. There were touching moments, like accepting my awards and noticing Dr. Collins and Vice President Brinson wiping tears from their eyes. There were celebratory moments when my students, faculty, and colleagues expressed their happiness for me, and how Lisa Charlton insisted we have a celebratory lunch. There were many, many encouraging moments from Dr. David Byers, Christian Tetzloff, Joan Lee, Beth Hefner, and Kathy Alden, as they helped me get competition ready. And my two guardian angels during this entire process, Teresa Grizzle and Lauren Armour. I couldn't have done it without them. There were humorous moments as well. As you know, this year, the final competition for state took place virtually. And Anthony Hardy, Lauren Armour, and Teresa Grizzle had gone to great lengths to set up the president's conference room and make sure I was comfortable on the morning of competition. Dr. Perrin kept coming in and out of his office to make sure everything was working properly and everything was in its place, and reminding me how proud the college was. When it came for my interview, everyone exited but me. After my interview, I got ready to go exit, but I couldn't push the door open. And then it hit me. Dr. Perrin, Teresa, Lauren, and Anthony were listening on the other side, just like my family would have done, because they cared so much. And finally, I'll never forget the day that they announced the state's winner, when President McDonald told Joan Lee to call the police. There had been a robbery. I was very, very touched. I'm sorry I didn't bring home the big prize for Lanier Technical College this year, but I want you to know how much each and every one of you, from leadership, administration, academic affairs, IT, facilities, student affairs, and even the conference center, have made me very, very special and loved this year. The way you made me feel is a memory I'll carry for the rest of my life. To this year's nominees, no matter whether you win or lose, your influence on your students has brought you to the stage this day, and you are all winners because of how you make your students feel, how they know they matter. And as a parting gift, I have placed a token "You Matter" card at each table, so just in case you forget, maybe this card will serve as a reminder that the work you do and the way you make the people feel matters here at Lanier Technical College. And thank you so very much. God bless you.
So what about one more hand for the amazing Annette Baker? Now to the other amazing people. in the room. So I'm Tim McDonald, interim president. Most of you I know. A couple of you I just met. It's my honor to meet you for the first time. So it's an honor for me to be here as we celebrate, not only our 6 instructors and name our winner, but all of our instructors. This is actually a celebration about instruction. And although I never knew Rick Perkins, one of my great friends, Gerald Putnam, who was a Rick Perkins Award winner in 1999, I believe, he and Rick Perkins were good friends. They worked together at what was Carroll Tech, now West Georgia Tech, and by all accounts, Rick Perkins was just an amazing instructor. So we have great instructors here at the college. Every instructor in here is a great instructor. I got the opportunity to read some of the nomination forms, and that's just very, very heartwarming to me. So that's completely off script. Now let's get back on script. So what I want to do first is recognize all of our participants. And if you will come up, I think you're to come up, get your picture taken, and then if you'll stand to the side over here, 6 feet apart. We will be measuring. Stand 6 feet apart. So I'll start with the first one. These are in alphabetical order. Joey Adams, physical therapy assistant, program director, and instructor. Yep, if you'll stand over there. Again, we'll be measuring. Angela Brown, cosmetology division chair and instructor. Christina Cantrell, medical assisting instructor. Chris Darapetny, communications and foreign language program chair and English instructor. David Joseph, anatomy and physiology instructor. And Deborah Rigby, practical nursing instructor, who could not be here today, but we have Dean Dr. Collins will accept on her behalf. So this is to you all. One of my greatest honors during my career here at the college was being selected Rick Perkins Award winner. And it was so special to me. And what made it special is, I was nominated by students and peers, by the people who knew me the best. And you were nominated by your students and your peers, the ones who know you the best. So that to me makes it the most special. The people who know you know what kind of person you are. So as we turn our attention to naming our winner, I want all of you to know you are a winner. And this is going to sound like Annette Baker, the last thing she said, so it must be true if Annette Baker says it. Just know you're a winner because you made a major positive impact on your students, on their lives, on their careers. And this impact didn't go unnoticed or unfelt. So just know what you're doing for our students and what you're doing for our communities is so, so very special. And from the bottom of my heart, thank you so much for what you give our students. So with that, I will announce the first runner-up, which will be important. If our winner is unable to continue in the process, then the first runner-up will step into the place. And it's my great honor to name Joey Adams, first runner-up. And now our winner, who will continue on to represent the college at the regional and state competition and will be our ambassador for the year. It's my honor to recognize Chris Darapetti. So as Chris makes his way to give his speech, if y'all want to have a seat. I'm going to shake your hand if you'll shake mine. Hey, congratulations. I'm so proud of you.
All right, thank you. Speeches aren't exactly my thing, whether in the classroom or otherwise, but we'll see how this goes. Apparently it went fairly well the first time. So as English program chair and in communications and foreign languages, I manage between an eighth and a tenth of the college's classes each semester. That's hiring adjuncts, managing student grievances, assisting our full and part-time faculty, among many other things, scheduling classes and so on. Now I also teach roughly 120 students each fall and spring semester. Our program area is the first that students often come into contact with as they begin their college careers. And we lay the foundation for our other program areas to build upon. Now, teaching these students skills like time management, note-taking, writing, and obviously critical thinking is why I love to teach English. But my love for working at a technical college goes much deeper than that. Now, while we center on a noble goal of workforce development, we're also a place of second chances. Whether a student comes in with personal or academic struggles, and whether that's through learning support, adult ed, or as regular admissions students, TCSG and our college give those students a second chance at success and provides encouragement for those students. And this is something that I know firsthand. You see, I was an awful student in high school. I even failed 10th grade English. Even worse than that, by the time I was 17, I'd been arrested and expelled from 2 schools. But TCSG gave me a second chance at school and at life. It was at Athens Tech where I was accepted and able to begin my college classes, regardless of how I had done the past academically or personally. I didn't see anything in myself, but the college had seen something in me that I wasn't able to realize. And the college and my instructors encouraged me until I began to see it too. Obviously, I did eventually graduate high school, and surprisingly enough, eventually was accepted to Athens Tech to begin working on my classes. Sorry, froze up there. Was eventually able to begin classes at Athens Tech. And while I was there, felt that level of encouragement, was able to build on that and become a better student. It was in my English 1101 class where I realized that with a little bit of motivation and some hard work, I could become a great student. Where I realized that through peer tutoring, I loved helping my fellow classmates become better writers and thinkers. And where I realized that one day I wanted to work at a technical college and give students the same second chance that was afforded to me. Now, our other program areas are important. They sustain our state's workforce. They provide students with the skills necessary to find a meaningful career, and they build character. But whether a student intends to complete a program with us or to move on to another institution, as is the case with many of our dual enrollment students, we can provide a strong foundation. And for those students who have struggled both academically and personally, we can help them to see more than what they see in themselves. We can give them a new lease on learning, and we can give them a second chance like the one that I was given. And it doesn't matter whether a student's going into dental hygiene, automotive technology, cosmetology, one of our many other program areas, or simply just wants the opportunity to get college level credit. This is something that I've wanted to be a part of ever since the TCSG system accepted me. So thank you.
Well, Annette made me cry again today. And now Chris is following in that great tradition, and he made me cry too. That's a beautiful speech. Congratulations. Okay, I'm going to get it together here. I love faculty. I just say it. I just love faculty. I'm your champion. And these deans that are here, they're your champion too. Now, we care about students, and we're going to look after those students as well. But I'm just here to say today, congratulations to each one of you that were nominated. You are blessed to have people who recognize the hard work and the diligence and all that you put into what you do to support your students. They recognize that. They nominated you. And thank each of you for participating, because so many times folks don't have the courage to step forward and do that speech and participate in the competition. So thank you for honoring those who nominated you by participating in this process. One of the things I miss, I don't have a script, okay? So watch out. And my dad was a preacher, and I got a podium, okay? So one of the things that I miss about being a dean is that I don't do classroom observations anymore. I'm going to start doing some of those. Okay, I will. But I want to go in and just observe without having to do anything, because that's where the magic happens. You know, we're here so that you can work your magic within those virtual classroom walls or those real classroom walls, those clinical sites, those labs. That's why I love faculty, because you're doing the magic, and you're the one that's getting those students ready to go out and be our workforce and build our communities and take care of their families. So I thought it only fitting, since Chris was our winner. Yes, I got to sign the certificate, so I knew who won, and I didn't tell Kathy. In fact, I almost lied. I didn't quite. But she was in my office, and I said, and she's saying that she really hoped that you did well. She was looking forward to being here today, da-da-da-da. And I just sat there with this plain, face, and I said, well, because I was the gen ed instructor at Lanier Tech, and I competed for Instructor of the Year twice. I was only eligible twice. I competed twice. The first time, I was runner-up to Beth Hefner. I still give her really good avals because she deserves them. But anyway, I don't hold it against her. And the other time, I was runner-up to the criminal justice instructor at that time, Russ Pomeranke. So this is the first time, I told you this today, that not ever since I've been here has a Gen Ed instructor won Instructor of the Year, Rick Perkins. Now that's since 1994, so I don't know what happened before that. But, so that's another claim to fame that you have here at Lanier Tech. But I thought it only appropriate that I close with a poem, right? And so I picked this great classic poem by Roald Dahl. Anybody know him? Beth does, I bet you. Chris? And I've changed it a little bit, okay? So I apologize to the author. And my version is like this. My teacher wasn't half as nice as you seem to be. My teacher wasn't half as nice as you seem to be. His name was Mr. Unsworth, and he taught us history. And when you didn't know a date, he'd get you by the ear and start to twist while you sat there quite paralyzed with fear. He'd twist and twist and twist your ear and twist it more and more until at last the ear came off and landed on the floor. Our class was full of one-eared boys. I guess the girls knew the dates. I don't know. I'm certain there were 8 who'd had them twisted off because they didn't know a date. So let us now praise teachers who today are all so fine. And all of you in particular are totally divine. Thank you all for coming.